Well, the future of abortion in America firmly in question right now. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court heard oral arguments in an abortion law case out of Mississippi, which could lead to the undoing of Roe versus Wade. Now, Joe Khalil is live for us in D.C. with nationwide reaction from people on both sides of this. But first, let's check in with correspondent Kelly Meyer, who listened in on today's argument. So, Kelly, this case concerns restricting abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Did we get a sense of which way the justices are leaning here?
Yeah, Nicole, the Supreme Court looks likely to uphold the Mississippi law in this case here, the center of it here. But the fate of Roe versus Wade is still unclear after today.
Oh, yay, oh, yay, oh, yay.
The Supreme Court today hearing arguments in a case that could revoke 50 years of abortion rights in America.
And that's why we think it would be devastating for the court to take this right away right now.
Defenders of abortion rights pleading with the court to let Roe versus Wade, the 1973 decision granting those rights, to stay in place. The question before the justices whether to uphold Mississippi's state ban on abortions after 15 weeks. Roe set a precedent of 24 weeks, generally considered to be the time when a fetus can survive outside the womb.
But if it really is an issue about choice, why is 15 weeks not enough time?
For a few reasons, Your Honor. First, the state has conceded that some women will not be able to obtain an abortion before 15 weeks.
Julie Rickleman, representing Mississippi's only remaining abortion clinic. This is Julie Rickleman's second time arguing an abortion case before the High Court. The first came when the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a justice. Now there's a 6-3 conservative majority. Today, liberal justices warned that nothing around the issue has changed, only the political makeup of the court. Taking the case up now, warned Justice Sotomayor, is a threat to the legal justice system.
Will this institution survive the stench that this creates?
Arguing to curtail abortion rights, 39-year-old Scott Stewart, a former Trump Justice Department lawyer who defended family separations at the border in federal court, now Mississippi Solicitor General.
Roe and Casey have failed, but the people, if given the chance, will succeed.
In the end, a majority of the conservative-leaning court seems sympathetic to Stewart's argument. If Roe is overturned or weakened, 12 states stand ready to outlaw abortion immediately. But we won't know how the justices rule until a decision is announced, likely late spring or early summer next year.
The case is submitted.
And Nicole, emotions running high here outside the Supreme Court today, packed with people here. Now it's quiet, but we can expect those to return when the decision is handed down in this summer. Nicole?
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, Kelly, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.